Hello guys, my name is Will and welcome to one more video about Dragonheir Silent Gods. In this one we are talking about crafting. This has been requested a lot to talk about this, make a guide and explain a bit more about crafting. Especially now that with this new system, with this new Dragonheir version, it's a bit more complex. But we're gonna have a look and start from the beginning. So basic stuff, let's go and get some gear just to start from there. So, basic stuff guys. When you level up one piece of gear, so every 4 levels, okay, every four levels, one of the fixes, which will be one of these 3 to 4 stats, will be leveled up, okay? So at 8, you get one more suffix and enhances 1 randomly, okay? And from here, it enhances always every 4, okay? At 20, we have it maximized, okay? So the maximum you can have is 4 randomly affixes maximized, okay? So this is just the start of crafting gear. The next step, what you can do after reaching level 20 with the gear is upgrading. And now we can do one of 2 things. I mean, we can do 2 things to upgrade our gear. When we upgrade, we can do elemental ascension, okay, and this one is a bit tricky. You can increase or you can ascend one of the elements, all right? So you can go poison, ice, fire, all of them do basically the same thing. They will give a 20% bonus to that element. And keep in mind, when you give that bonus to that element, that equipment, I left some, like for example, these hands have a bonus for fire elements and are locked to that element. The only way to reset this buff or this bonus is using that item that you can buy here. If you go to Enchant Shop and then Bard's Banquet, I already bought it, so I recommend you to do the same thing, is this one, the Purification Stone. This is the only way to reset that bonus, okay? So if you plan to keep one of those pieces of gear, make sure to keep these things because they will be useful to reset that element. Okay, so this is the first step. So if you're using this gear with any other character that is not a fire element, will not work, okay? Keep that in mind. This bonus, the one that you extend, will be the one that will be locked, okay? That's the first step. And if I click here, you guys can see it will request to use that material. Next, we have the temper. So now, these pillars, if you go here, Pillar of Trail, okay? So these ones are now open and able to farm. So every day, a different one will be open, and you want to make sure to reach level 12 and start farming all of that, okay? And you will understand why. So we're going back to the crafting. So first step, level 20, all maximize, ascended with a bonus. On every piece of gear will give a different bonus, attack will give a bonus attack, weapon always give a bonus of attack, and add always helmet will always give a bonus of HP. These ones will depend which stat you are using. Attack percentage will give a bonus of attack percentage, and HP will give a bonus of HP. Then we have the temper. So temper will become a bit more tricky. And we're gonna do it on a piece of gear that I really want to temper, not just a random one. So let's see, I'm pretty sure I have some, I already did some. Okay, so let's do, this one is not so great. You want to do this on a good piece of gear, guys. So keep that in mind, all right? Don't do on a random one, choose a good one with good stats. For example, if you're looking for attack percentage, you want to look for like crit rate, crit damage, percentage stats like defense percentage, HP percentage, ideally, okay? You can always do the filter and like, imagine, let's find something with crit rate, crit damage, HP, defense. No, impossible. Yeah, that will be the perfect chest, but no. So let's just see if we can upgrade at least a Carnage one, but I don't think so. So we can go just with the head. This one gives attack, crit rate, not so bad, attack, crit rate. Yeah, this is not the best for sure. Alright, so let's just level up one of these with attack crit rate, okay? So temper. We have 3 types of materials to use to temper, okay? And we can do on all of them. So each one will give you a bonus that will go between 2 levels, okay? The higher the pot you use, the higher the level you can reach, or the higher the bonus. These ones, for example, these ones, I think, so these ones, you can't use the big one because it's already on the limits, I guess. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so these ones are already on the limit, as you guys can see. So there's this big bar, you can see here. So these ones that are on the last bar, so this one you can, but these ones that are close to the end line, you'll not be able to use the big one, okay, that gives the bigger bonus, all right? Only these ones that you have some space to get this bonus and reach the maximum you can reach with this piece of gear, okay? That's it. So then we have these 3 types. The first one will give a lower bonus, so a lower range between 2 and 7. This one will give 4 and 9, and this one will give between 7 and 12. And now this becomes a bit tricky because this is completely RNG. When you use this, it can give you a higher rate, but can give you a lower as well. And let's do this crit rate. So if you want to maximize this as maximum as possible, it's not worth it to spend these ones, all right? Spend these ones if you just want to level it up just because you want to spend this and use it on whatever. But my advice is, if you plan to get the maximum bonus and roll for it, just go for the maximum, all right? Because if you are spending this one and then you get, imagine you get 4%, this one can give you 3%. So imagine one thing that can happen is that you give a bonus of 4% and then you use this one, you are unlucky, and then you get 3%. And the only way to prevent then that downgrade is using one of these reset fluids. It's the only thing that prevents you to go down. So let's do a test here. Let's do this one, okay? So my advice is really just go for this one and that's it. So let's go for this one and let's see. So you have 3.5, okay? Not that great. So you just need to keep going and this will reroll. Okay, 4.5, all right? So now we're gonna do the experience, all right? Because I'm pretty sure will not give me 5, will give me lower, and just for the content. So now if I use it, I got 3, all right? I got 3, and the only way to keep the 4.5 is to use one of these, okay? Abaddon, and I'm still 4.5. Otherwise, you need to save it, and you're basically going down, okay? So that can happen with this one. If you get the maximum, which is 4, and then if you are unlucky, you get 3, and then you're just downgrading, and then you spend one or more of these for nothing, okay? So if you want to maximize it, just use these ones until you get the maximum. But keep in mind, there's always a chance to get a lower level as well. And basically, this is all the crafting you need to do. You can do this on all 4 stats, all right, and increase them to get this extra bonus. And this is quite useful to increase our damage, defense, HP, everything. But ideally, use this on your best gear, okay, because these ones are very limited, all right? You can only farm these 6 to 8 times if you buy the other tickets per day, and different places, okay? Each one will give you different stuff. For example, this one today gives HP percentage, crit damage, and the material, okay? And keep in mind, you need to reach stage 10, and it's really, really important to reach stage 12 because it increases the chance to get these reset materials that will prevent your items to downgrade. Okay, and this is everything that you need to know. One last thing that I didn't talk about is that when you want to, so this one is already increased. When you want to do this ascension, you need to convert some materials, all right? So ideally, just convert the ones that you are not using or the ones with flat stats, like chests, no, ideally chests with flat stats, like defense, are not worth it to keep. HP, like HP, defense stat, attack flat, and that's basically it. Yeah, these three, or even resistance, but I'll keep just 1 or 2 just in case. But yeah, I don't think you really need this. Attack, HP, defense, just do do this to these ones, get rid of them, get some of that material so you can extend. Same thing for gloves. All the flat stats, you can get rid of it. They are not worth it. You guys can see I have some gloves there, but this was just at start because I didn't have anything. So I just used the best I had, but at the moment just use it on those. Same thing for legendaries, flat attack, flat HP, flat defense, get rid of it and extend your stuff, okay? This doesn't cost any gold, it's basically just that material, so I advise you to do it with the best team you have, of course, especially for Vortex, because will be a big upgrade, and now for Continental Challenge will be a big boost as well. But keep in mind, it will be locked to that element. Alright guys, if you guys have any other questions or content you'd like to see, make sure to comment below. I'll be happy to do something. If you already told me in a previous comment and I've not done it yet, just because I didn't have enough time for it. There's so much content, Continental Challenges now, so much stuff, so it's really hard to keep on everything. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, leave your like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.